Hello and welcome back. I'm Christopher with Halcyon Real Estate. This is a weekly series of videos where we look at what's going on in the Utah housing market. So let's look at the numbers. Okay, and every week we look at 7 numbers and we just look at what's happening week after week and how this week's numbers compare to last week's in order to get a gauge of what's happening in the market, which direction it's going, what's going on. So the number of properties currently on the market for sale is 10,098. The average days on market, the amount of time that a property is on the MLS before somebody makes an offer on it and they go into contract, has jumped from 44 to 50. The difference between the average listing price or asking price that a property has and the average price at which it is sold is now 13,496. The number of properties that were sold last week is 484. The number of properties we have that are either under contract or under contract and still accepting backup offers, the number of those we have in the system is 4,898. The number of properties that have reduced their asking price on the market in the last week is 1,490. And finally, the number of properties on the MLS that have been either canceled, expired, or withdrawn is 2,201. All right, so what do we get from all these numbers? So let's start at the top. Essentially, the market is still in a downward shift. The number of options of properties for sale is essentially right where it's been. We've gone from 10,266 to 10,338 to 10,098. So we're 260 less than we were the previous week, and the previous week was not quite 100 more than the week before. So it's hovering just a little over 10,000. That's not a bad place to be. That means we've got a pretty close to even number of houses on the market as we have buyers looking for a place. But the average number of days on market has gone from 43 when I first started this series just 3 weeks ago to 50. So that's telling us the average amount of time that a house is sitting on the market before it gets an offer and goes under contract is now 50 days. We're now over a month and a half. So we're still in this shift toward everything being in the buyer's favor. Now, a lot of buyers right now are hesitant to buy, and it just is what it is. The interest rates have continued to go up. The fact that we're shifting toward a buyer's market, that's evident by how many properties are available. It's evident by how long properties stay on. It's evident by the difference between what houses hit the market for and what they actually sell for. They're currently selling for, on average, $13,500 less than their beginning or asking price. So those are all things that tell us that we're shifting still into a buyer's market. And that shift has been happening for several months now, and we knew that. But the interest rates are kind of killing people. So on this video, I'm just gonna say something that I say all the time, and a lot of people in my field say. If you're on the market, you're looking for a place to buy, and you find a place you like, and the interest rates make you hesitate, if it's still possible for you, if the interest rates haven't taken you out of the game altogether, it's not a great time to wait for interest rates to come back down. And so the saying that rolls around is, if you find a place you like, marry that place, marry the house, and date the rate. The sense of that is, look, the house, you're gonna live in that for probably 10 plus years. That's gonna hopefully be a place that you like. And so if you find a place that you like, marry that place. Don't keep looking for other places if this one works while you wait for the interest rates to come down. Because here's what's gonna happen. The interest rates may come down and they may not. There's a lot of reasons that it would make sense for the interest rates to come down. If we're technically in a recession, then the Fed wants a lower cost of borrowing money as essentially a lever to keep the recession under control. The other side of this coin is that the amount of inflation that we have and continue to have causes the Fed to want to increase the amount that it costs to borrow money, and that's the interest rates coming up. And there are several factors going on that are a little different right now that cause us to think that maybe inflation won't be coming down anytime soon. Russia-Ukraine issue is causing a lot of gas and oil prices to go up. It's causing a lot of costs of goods like various groceries and food goods to go up. And while those things are up, it's hard to expect interest rates to come back down. And so interest rates may go down, they may not. Once inflation comes down, there will be other buyers who have been waiting, who are now eager to jump in the market. And so the amount of options on the market, the number of current actives that we have, that will come down and prices will come up. And so if we're waiting right now for interest rates to come down, you got to understand that when interest rates come down, house prices will concurrently go up. It'll kind of balance out how much money you end up having to spend on your new home. Don't miss out on a house that you really like for that reason, because in the end it'll balance out, and we're playing a waiting game and nobody has a crystal ball. Those are the real estate numbers and just a little blurb about why people say marry the house, date the rate. You can refinance when the rates come back down, but you can't buy the same house if you wait for 3+ months for rates to come down. We'll see you next week.